Okay, so Laurie is due to fly from Manchester to Los Angeles. She arrives at Manchester Airport on Monday, it says here, at 11:40 a.m. It says then she has to wait 5 hours and 25 minutes for her flight, okay? And then she flies, and it says it takes 12 hours, doesn't it? 12 hours to fly from Manchester to Los Angeles. She knows that the time in Manchester is 8 hours ahead of the time in Los Angeles. Okay, so for example, when it's 10 a.m. in Manchester, it's 2 a.m. in Los Angeles. On which day and at what time does Laurie expect to arrive in Los Angeles Airport? So here we've got different time zones. We've got the UK time zone, so from Manchester, and then we've got the time zone then in Los Angeles. Okay, but when it says here on which day and at what time, in our final answer, we need to have it relative to where she arrives. So it says she arrives in Los Angeles. So in other words, our answer must be in Los Angeles time. Okay, does that make sense? Right? Because that's where she'll be, isn't it, when she arrives? So she'll need to know what day it is out there and what time it is out there. It's no good her having the Manchester time when she's out there. Right? So with the Los Angeles time we need in our final solution. However, what I would do is I would focus on the Manchester time to start with. Okay, let's just focus on what's happening in Manchester. Okay, so she arrives at the airport on Monday, yeah? So this will be Monday at 11:40. And then it says, so 11:40 a.m., then it says she's got to wait 5 hours, 25 minutes. Let's see what that would take us to. So if I add on that time, so maybe if I add on 25 minutes to start with, if you think about it, if you add on 25 minutes to that, well, if you add on 20, it'll take you to midday, 12 o'clock. So then add on another 5, it'll be 12:05 p.m. Okay, because we're into the afternoon then. And then if I add on 5 hours, so then I've added the 5 hours and 25 minutes in total, I get to 5:05 p.m. Okay, that's in London time. And then she catches her flight, and it takes 12 hours to fly. So in terms of then the 12-hour flight, if I add 12 hours on, well, if you add 12 hours on, because there's a 12-hour clock, with the 12-hour clock, if you add 12 on, it'll just take us to 5 again, but it'll be AM. So that's the time she'd actually arrive in Los Angeles, but remember, that will be Manchester time, okay? And because it's 5:05 AM the next day, that will be Tuesday, okay? But that is Manchester time. We need Los Angeles time in our answer, okay? So Los Angeles time, well, if she's arriving 5:05 a.m. in Manchester, so she's got to Los Angeles and maybe she rings home to Manchester, that's the time there in Manchester. In terms of what it is in Los Angeles, well, what's this say here? Manchester is 8 hours ahead of Los Angeles. So when it's 10 a.m. in Manchester, it's 2 a.m. in Los Angeles. In other words, Los Angeles is behind, isn't it? So Manchester is ahead, which means Los Angeles is behind. So when it's morning in Manchester, it's still nighttime in Los Angeles. So what we need to do is take 8 hours away from this, okay? Take 8 hours away, so work back 8 hours. So if I work back 8 hours from 5:05, okay? Perhaps the first thing I'll do is I'll work back 5 hours, because that makes sense, right? So if I take 5 hours away, that'll take me to 12:05 a.m. Always try to get to 12 if possible, okay? And then I need to take away another 3 hours, isn't it? Another 3 hours. So take away 3 hours from midnight, okay? 3 hours from midnight, it takes me to 9, doesn't it? So take away 3 from 12, it takes me to 9. So it'll be 9:05 p.m. So the time in Los Angeles will be 9:05 p.m. Because you're going back 8 hours, you're actually going back to the previous day. Okay, so it'll be Tuesday still in Los Angeles, and the time will be 9:05 because it's 8 hours behind the time in Manchester, which will be 5:05 on Tuesday morning.